We live in a twilight world. I've got myself a coffee here. I'm sat in my car, so let's make a quick video. Yeah, I've been on a roll lately with the videos, like making them, I mean. And I've been getting some good feedback as well, man. A lot of people message me saying they really like the kind of bullshit I'm talking about, which is nice to hear, you know. I appreciate that. But yeah, so today I feel a bit groggy. I've got what they call, or what some folks call, an electric hangover, because I've just done my 2 days previously working in a hospital. And if you know a hospital, you're surrounded by all of this shit all the fucking time. These here machines, fluorescent lights, plug sockets all around you, an electric field of just toxicness, yeah? And you feel it. Man, you do feel it. Like today is, yes, I just feel very tired, but I actually feel the worst when I'm there in the hospital. You know, it's almost like the second I step in the building, I'm just struggling to stay awake, man, because of all this electric magnetic field, you know, hovering around you. It's bad, man. I mean, this picture here, this is an ICU or a surgery style room. Yeah, man, I've spent my time, you know, doing my job in here, my matrix job in here, you know. So you get a lot of, when I'm called into the ICU, it's mainly when someone's like had an overdose. And when they've had an overdose, what they do is they have to like pump their stomach and put them on a load of like, essentially put them in like a chemically induced coma to, you know, do what they got to do to clear the body of all the stuff, you know. But sometimes they'll wake up. You know, they'll wake up and they'll be all flailing their limbs out. They'll be kind of tripping, a bit like they're tripping on like mushrooms or ayahuasca or something. They'll just like launch up from the chair and start just, you know, lashing out or trying to jump out of bed. They don't know where they are. They're obviously very confused, very delirious. They're sometimes caught in a dream. You know, you got to think that some of these guys have got like, you know, cannulas in each arm, you know, with a drip, feeding them whatever sort of medication into them. And, you know, sometimes they wake up, that's the first thing they do is they rip them out. They've also got a tube up their dick, drawing all their urine out. Some of them got a tube up their arse, drawing the shit out. So the worst thing they could do is get up and jump off of this table in their confusion, right? So what I'd have to do is restrain them temporarily while the 2 ICU nurses kind of like up their medication just to put them back to sleep, you know. And it's quite interesting working in here. I remember one time that happened, the guy jumped up, panicking. I had to like kind of I just had to gently pin his arms down because he was trying to like pull all the cables out. And the nurse came over and he merely dialed up this, there was a drip hanging up and he merely dialed it up a touch and it sent this guy straight back to sleep. And I remember this nurse telling me, he said, this stuff here, we have to be really careful. That little bit too much would just kill him. His lungs would stop working. And I'm just thinking, wow, man, it's like literally a fine line between keeping someone in like a coma and basically just killing them, isn't it? So yeah. But anyway, I wasn't in the ICU this week, but I'm still surrounded by a lot of equipment, you know. And what I noticed is the brand name for all the equipment is called Mindray. All of it. All Mindray. From these OBS machines to the ultrasounds, to the X-ray machines, to the suction machines. It's all by this company called Mindray. Now, ain't that a fucking interesting name? When I hear that name, Mindray, I just automatically think of the, you know, that I think it's called the box, that device from Batman Forever, which was like beaming a ray of straight into their minds. I think it was basically projecting the television, right into their skulls. You know, I feel I need to go back and watch Batman Forever. It's one of them films where they talk about it like it's, you know, like it's awful, right? But a lot of these films that the critics call awful have got a lot of gems in them, you know. Like I said previously, I watched The Flash the other week, and it wasn't that bad, man. Like, the critics are destroying it all over the shop. Everyone's saying that The Flash was like the worst film ever made. It weren't that bad, and it was a good kind of like time travel themes and stuff that were in the film. So sometimes you have to watch what the critics say is a terrible film just to look at them little nuggets of truth hidden within the film. But yeah, so today is like a lazy day for me, you know. I've got to like kind of like recover from my electric hangover. I don't go gym till like really late when I've built up my energy, but it's just yeah. And anyway, so yeah, the main point I was going to get to is I got to spend some time on Twitter today, where I had a bit of a duvet day. I got time to actually spend on Twitter, and wow, it's just so it's just terrible, isn't it? Like, really, when you think about it, like, especially the alternative truther movement, you know, it's just the same old garbage over and over and over again. Nothing new is appearing. New accounts appear all the time, and they recycle the same shit we've been hearing now for a good decade in the conspiracy truther alternative movement. And that's along the lines of Flat Earth, the Rothschilds, Tartaria, the Jews, you know. In fact, you know what it reminds me of? Let me get a picture I had the other day. It must be here, no? Yes, this one here. It reminds me of this whole thing that I'm talking about a lot lately. You know, that basically most storytelling revolves around these 7 basic plot lines. And you could say the same about the conspiracy alternative truther movement, that it's the same kind of, you know, it's just, it becomes these same kind of topics over and over. They can't seem to break out of the 7 into the 8th storyline. Now, I don't know what categories you put them in. I haven't really thought about it. But it'd be along the lines of, you know, they're coming to kill us. Someone's coming to save us. The apocalypse is going to happen now. The grid's going to go down. Aliens are going to come from outer space. What else is there? You know, the Rothschilds this, the Jews that, Flat Earth, Tartaria, and you know, you get what I'm saying anyway. Same fucking stories over and over, and it's just sickening, man. It's so boring. And of course, I don't know, we can't trust the views and the likes that, you know, places like Twitter and Instagram tell us, right? But if they are somewhat true, people are lapping it up. People love the baby truther stuff. They love it, man, and they just, I don't know, man. We have to accept. I mean, I've accepted it a long time ago that a lot of the truthers are just as NPC as the normies, and they just keep bouncing from one thing to another, and they don't really kind of like, you know, they're far from genuine truth seekers, and a lot of them get annoyed with me. You know, I've had people that were kissing my ass for the best part of 6 months and turn around and go, okay, we get it. The war in Ukraine is fake. When are you going to talk about something else? And it's like, that's not what I do. I'm not here bed hopping, you know, like a swinger or whatever, jumping from a different fucking partner every week. The whole reason I came forward with the illusion warfare concept, it was filling a gap that nobody was kind of doing. The gap between how something is pulled off in real life and how the masses end up participating in something out in the real world, because people just kept saying it's a psyop, and it's not always a psyop, is it? And we kept saying it's all crisis actors. So that's my thing. Illusion warfare is my topic, and that's what I'm going to stick on forever. That's the whole reason I manifested myself onto social media, which I've never really liked, to you know, insert this idea. And it's a frustrating, it's hard, man, because there's people that, you know, say they get it, and then, you know, you check back with them like a year later and they're just back to, you know, the Rothschilds, flat earth, blah, 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 blah. These kind of go nowhere topics that just never end, that just keep people busy. You know, it's chicken feed. As I've said before, it's chicken feed, you know. Anyway, that's enough talking bullshit for now. We live in a twilight world. There are no friends at dusk.